Peace. Peace and love, y'all. Hope all is well. Hope everyone is doing great today. It is January something, in the middle of January, according to their calendar. Anyways, guys, hope all is well. Welcome to Conscious Chat. I don't want to stay too long on these things, but I always like to come and give my 2 cents in on certain things. Who's vibing high can understand these conversations or this chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for everybody. So I understand if you don't quite comprehend yet, but you will. It's the awakening period. Peace, brothers and sisters. Tani here. I don't know if you know what yeast is. I don't know if you guys ever heard of yeast, or you know what it does. There was a particular thing in the Bible that talked about, or am I thinking something about yeast, and how when it was put into like a huge thing of flour, how it just took over the entire thing, slowly worked its way through the entire pile without nobody even knowing that yeast is going to take over that whole thing. It's a small amount of thing. So I'm saying that to say this: when it comes to dealing in a society where we know that it is predominantly against everything of the creation, like everything of good to the universe, everything that is good for mankind, everything that is good for our spirit, our soul, that's us all together, nature. The powers that be are going to be against it because they need us to be their customer. So they need for us to keep coming to them in order to keep this monopoly game going. So I mentioned yeast for a reason. How we spread information, when we get good information, and how one should really kind of go about it, is not like to go tell it on the mountain. Go tell it on the mountain. We don't want to go tell it on the mountain right away, right? Because we understand that this is a game, and we understand that once you start making loud noise, the powers that be will find ways to take you out the game discreetly. But we know what's going on. We know these secret societies, conspiracies. So Dr. Sebi, I want to talk a little bit about him. This man did a lot for the people before they took his life. And it's kind of like that's just how it's been, and this is how it's going to be. It's been like that since so-called Christ came. No disrespect. But it's been like that since they say Jesus came. Right? Coming to change up the way people are living. Coming to just put some good back into mankind's heart. Coming to tell us, show us ourselves, to let us know who we really are, because we're operating on the same frequency, I believe now, according to like how's it been back then, because he wouldn't have came back to remind us of ourselves. Really, it's the ultimate thing. What they say he came back for is to remind you of yourself, that you are God, you are Christ in the flesh, and we can do whatever it is that we want, change our minds, and function at our highest frequency or capacity. But we needed to be reminded because it's like we're all walking like robots, like we're doing today. You know what I'm saying? But you have your few conscious brothers and sisters that are waking up, and you know, your calling, you don't choose what calling you have. It just kind of come to you. It's in you. It's just for you to act on it. But we are really kind of plastered with fear in everything that we do. So most of us, we don't, step out into the calling that is there for you. And that's why some of us, in our minds, we're confused. We don't really know what we want, what to do, because it takes for you to open up yourself and blossom into who you need to be, for it to feel right, in a sense. But anyways, again with the yeast, right? So my thing is just, when we want to spread information about goodness, we have to take our time and work our way through getting it to people day by day. We don't want to go tell it on a mountain so they can shut you down. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how most of us go about it. And I understand that we get excited and we want to share information and stuff, but sometimes, man, when we know that this is the pharmaceutical company is $1 billion company, and if there's anyone try to come up against that company all over the world, trust me, they'll take you out the game. Instead of, look how evil we are, instead of working with somebody to get cure for people. But you know what? Like I said, it's a game. You need people to drop out in order to come in. So I get that, right? But it should have been kept private, and we would have found out if somebody needed help. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's hard to find information, and we feel that we need to broadcast it over to the world, and we try. It's like a trying. We're trying to take it back over. We're trying to take over back the planet with good, but it ain't gonna be that easy, right? They'll take you out before you even start. But it's not funny, man. But it's sad. You have to laugh at these things, right? Because it's amazing to me. And I guess it's just your outlook on things, and how we see the world and how we see life, right? So most of the people, they take them out before they get the chance or the opportunity to share anything on their platform, to everybody, to the entire world, for these powers that be, companies and things that are running this should fall. Babylon, they don't want Babylon to fall that quick or that easy, and we have to understand that they're not gonna let it be. You know what I mean? Evil is real, and it's here on the earth. So it's funny how some people are gonna think that when you pass on from this flesh, from this avatar, we want to go. We're gonna go down to some hellish, whatever, devilish thing. But yeah, they fool all of us, man. They fool all of us from the jump, from coming out the womb. They told us these things, not knowing that evil is right in front of your face, right in front of your face, man. Left Eye Lopez. Michael Jackson. Nipsey Hussle. Nick Cannon was about to do. He didn't come out with that documentary. He was about to come out with Dr. Sebi. They had to warn that ass. It ain't funny, man, but like they got people like that. They got people like that. But anyways, the solution to that is just do things privately and discreetly, and like the yeast, it'll work its way, and then it will take over everything under their nose without even them realizing. The thing is, we the people are the one that's going to do it. it's kind of like, I'm referring to things that like, but I'm talking about us. We're the one that has to do it. And when we understand now that we can't just go get information and go try to broadcast it on CNN or all these mainstream media that these people created for themselves. And we think we're going to come on mainstream media with some truth and for them to acknowledge it without bleaching it first or telling their version of anything without, they would never. And it's funny, right? Because I was saying today, if Christ should come back on the earth today, on this very day, in this time of year, in this time of what we're living on right now, they will do the same thing to him all over again. They'll crucify him again. They will do it discreetly, but they'll crucify him just like they did back then. It should show you nothing changed. Because he comes with pure, according to what we understand about that, the Christ. He comes with purity, love, peace. The very thing that created this universe, energy, dark matter energy, is inside of each and every one of us. Our bodies are electric. The food and the stuff that we're supposed to be putting in our bodies are nowhere to be found around. They need to make sure we eat their food because we're supposed to live to 120 years according to the Bible. Now it's down to like 75, 8 to 80 years, man. Man done took control. And it's what we're eating, what we're feeding ourselves. We clog our bodies up with meat. Meat, we think it's protein, but like the plant gives you protein. Like it has to go through the animal first in order to process, and you're eating like processed protein. So it's really not like they tell us that this meat is man. When you really understand things for yourself, instead of really listening to what somebody say, go research it, because people will tell you things for you to just do it, man, and it's not accurate until you really go look for yourself, and your common sense should kick in and say, oh, okay, this was legit. But people could lead you right down to slaughter, man. That's crazy. Too crazy. But anyways, with this whole yeast thing, man, that's just how we need to move around information privately, word of mouth, our own platform, our own things. We create our own and do it like that. Not that they wouldn't try to peep in, because they got everything now that's listening to everything. And but as long as we're here for the purpose that we're here for. We're here for that particular reason that it is that's screaming in your mind that you can't run away from. But they keep us busy. They keep us going to work. They keep us doing this. They keep us doing that. Worry about the wrong thing. And then when things happen, we're so like, oh, this. Don't believe them. This entire thing is based on lies and deception. Everything. This is just for the real man and woman that want to know truth. While they're playing a game, we just think that this is real life. But it really probably is somewhat necessary in order for you to realize that we're not here for forever. We're here for a temporary time in order to complete the task that one is supposed to. So when we sit down and get comfortable every day and think shit is not going to shift up, the universe is going to shift it around for you. God is everywhere. The atoms that create everything, and that's inside of us, that's created everything that's solid. God is everywhere. Right? It's just funny how they say that. But yes, when you understand the breakdown and the science of it all, you understand that the Creator is everywhere. I don't want to do this video for a long time, so I'm going to cut this short and do another one in order to post. But I hope you guys understand what I was talking about with the yeast, man. We have to move around information discreetly with our on our own platform, and it's crazy because they try to tarnish certain things like that because people don't believe people. People are so deceiving, also, But one has to leave with good intentions, good spirit, because what you put out, I believe you're gonna get back. And then when you will know when you're facing or when you're standing up against like an entity that just rub you the wrong way. We have this intuition with our within ourselves that we can tell if the information is true or not, because all truth stems right within your DNA, is what we need to understand. All truth, everything that we hear that resonate with us, is just extracting it out of us back. That's why everything is remember, remind. It's like we're doing it again, but we done forgot, but we come back and doing it again. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you guys for everything, man. I love y'all. One love. Blessings.